And voila, it's Friday, March 17th, 2023. My name is Jay Cleveland Payne. Yes, it is St. Patrick's Day. We will talk a bit about St. Patrick's Day down the line, but we're going to talk about first 8 news stories that were vetted by you, the peoples of internets, and then created by me to bring them down to a total 8. We're going to give you 8 of the top 15 stories that were determined by you in the process of you engaging in stories overnight and all day yesterday. So we'll explain the process in just a bit on how you get a chance to be a part of the show. Essentially, you are doing the work of the show, and that'll happen when we're done the headlines. About 10, 12 minutes. Takes about that much time to go to the headlines. In the meantime, we are going to skip a lot of the formalities of just talking about me and tell you to go to our website. This is theconversationproject.com when you get a chance to, and find out more details about what goes on here. We'll brag about ourselves a little bit later as well, plus continue our pledge driving hopefully a increase in the contributions we're getting every single month so we can do more great stuff on the platform for the y'alls. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and get into this Friday. Let's get popping. Let's get it moving. Our first story for this morning starts off like this. Pause for effect as I put the script in the right place. Poland becomes first to pledge fighter jets to Ukraine. Poland on Thursday pledged to send 4 MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine, the first NATO member to do so in a significant move in Kiev's battle to resist Russia's onslaught. The U.S. insisted that the move would not force Washington's hand. Now, here's the thing about what's happening in D.C. on the fighter jet plane. Essentially, we are training some guys in the States to just run all these weapons platforms that we say we're not going to give them, or we're saying they're too hard to learn. There are Ukrainians learning how to fly American jets right now. There are Ukrainians learning how to fly or how to drive and run American tanks right now. There are Ukrainians right here learning how to use the Patriot defense missile batteries because they're kind of hard to use. They're, just press a button and poof, it's like a video game. But they're learning them, and there's a learning curve, a literal learning curve, before you can actually operate a machine. You can actually get the machine over to that place because you still got to ship it, and you can get them on in the field in the right places. And so Poland right now is the first country to say we're going to give you guys jets, period, which means they have to do them. Although I believe the Ukrainians basically fly MiG-29, so it's like, okay, here's some jets you know how to fly. Bada bing, bada boom, you got them. Poland is stepping its game up. Will the U.S. eventually give up its planes? We shall see. Spoiler alert, yeah, we're going to give them jets pretty soon. It's just we had to wait for someone else to do it first. That's how it gets done over there. Next story is this one. Former LA Charger safety Nasir Adderley announces retirement from NFL at age 24. And he's former after playing all 4 seasons with the Chargers. He made 44 starts, recorded 233 tackles. So he's not a scrub. He's not a practice squad guy. He is a full player and played with the same team for 4 years. But he has given it up. Decided it's time to walk away from the game of football, spend more time with his loved ones, which we say a lot when we walk away from things. Pursues his passions of true liberation, whatever that actually means. But essentially, football got him to where he is, and now he's got to move on because it just isn't the place to be. Now, you don't hear his name called out very often in the NFL in the games. Maybe not because he's not very good, but, he's not getting the spots, not getting positions, not getting as many looks as he may have liked, or maybe he's gotten just as amount that he liked for the time being, burnt out his rookie contract, and wants to move on. We're congratulating him for moving on until we find out there's some other underlying reason why he's moving on. Maybe he has an OnlyFans page. I don't know. We all got them these days. But we will find out probably soon what his next steps are as we follow this person. But he is officially retired at the age of 25, which means he's probably going to the booth someplace. Next story. CNN's latest primetime Gambit has been a ratings failure. We're talking about the work that's being done over at CNN. And it's the work being done after Anderson Cooper wraps up at 8 p.m. Central, or 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, or specifically 9 o'clock hour Eastern time. That was the spot previously owned by Mr. Chris Cuomo, who, of course, now back on TV in the same spot, I believe, over on not Newsmax, the other guys, News Nation, definitely not Newsmax. But while he's doing more while Chris Cuomo, is doing more sort of kind of outlandish things over there to get some attention, it still doesn't have the reach, the followership that CNN does, even though CNN does not have the reach, the followership that it should have and did have, and the other groups do have. And we're seeing that specifically in the 9 o'clock hour, where it's losing in the demo all over the place. CNN's done a bunch of stuff in that hour. They're doing documentaries, they're doing special interviews. They just don't have a permanent host. They just decide we're going to do something at 9 o'clock and it'll be special. They just did a couple things a few days ago on the banking crisis, to highlight the banking crisis. They did a whole big, really real-time 48 hours real crime type documentary series with Alec Murdaugh's trial, basically recapping things on the day and putting those things into perspective in a more documentary statement. But no one's watching. That's the problem. No one's picking up on the 9 o'clock hour. And we're hearing rumors that Chris Litz, the head of CNN, may be in trouble because the things he's doing to jazz up the program aren't jazzing up any of the programs. 2 police officers shot in line of duty in Edmonton, Canada. This is a very sad story. Very quick on details on this one, what we got from the robot editor on this story. Coming out of DW, coming out of German newspaper of all places. 2 police officers were shot dead in the line of duty in Edmonton City in Canada's western Alberta province. Canada's Prime Minister offered condolences to the families and colleagues of the officers in a tweet. They were responding to a domestic disturbance call near the Inglewood residential neighborhood when they encountered the suspect, who was also dead. The woman who had called the police was taken to the hospital and is in serious and stable condition. Details a bit sketchy from here. If we get more details, updates on this, we'll let you know, but that's what we have. 2 officers killed in the line of duty in Edmonton City in Canada. This is a story that's going to affect me personally as a family, as my family. Affects us here at the Conversation Project, if you will, because YouTube TV is one of our prime sponsors, if you will, the sponsors we throw out here in the show, so you can go find them, buy stuff from them, and they pay us in return. YouTube TV subscribers hit with first price hike in nearly 3 years. Okay, that sounds great, right? Well, it's going from $64.99 to $72.99, and it's his first price hike in 3 years. Not his first price hike at all, because now YouTube TV costs twice as much as it did when it started, around $39, and that's something we pay. So we pay for the YouTube TV. It's one of the things we pay for. We cut the cord a while back. We pay for the DVRs that everybody gets and all the stuff and mobile stuff, all the good stuff there. And we pay for that plus some extra bonus channels, sports packages and things like that. So we pay already paying close to $100. So we're paying more of that going forward. This is going to be an interesting thing as we look over the deals here internally to see where they're going to keep this as a sponsor, because at this price range, it's no different than the other programs. There are various things in the programs that we like personally at home for YouTube TV, but because of the pricing now and things like that, we have to look at whether this is going to be something we're going to work through price through, and whether somebody may woo us away as a family on the cost. For example, a comparison: Spectrum TV offers a promotional price starting at $59.99 per month for 1 year that includes more than 125 channels. $60 a month versus $72 a month, $73 a month is a big squash. Now, they will offer, deals for like 3 months off and things like that, but we're going to see how this works out, because we may not be having them as a sponsor. There you go. If that's breaking news, it's behind the scenes stuff, some inside baseball stuff here. Because of their price hike, my family will continue to use this service. We may not use them to promote things. We're going to see what's behind everything in total. Marianne Williamson: abusive treatment of 2020 campaign staff revealed. There's a comment in there. There's a slide mix-up, so apparently we're going to only have 7 stories, apparently. But this is a story that broke my heart. Actually, not really, because all these people, to be as much of an egomaniac to want to be in charge of the world, literally, is sort of a thing. And so while the Amy Klobuchar "I threw a stapler at a staff member and I'm kind of sorry" story was a thing way back when, this is something we didn't really know about, because we didn't get to know about it. But Marianne Williamson was apparently pretty awful to her staff. Read the story from Politico as they build the whole shebang of terribleness going on there. Just, yelling at folks, being verbally abusive, being just sort of weird. It's something to behold, but it's not something to not expect, because what we find out behind the scenes, except for the winning guy, because they always sell him as a winning guy because they won, is that all the stress and stuff that goes in the campaign turns you into an evil demon, like I said, unless you win, and then it's all good stress. Pause for effect. Pause for effect. Next story. Def Leppard's drummer assaulted outside a hotel after band plays concert, according to reports. Rick Allen was attacked by Max Edward Hartley in a valet area at the Four Seasons Hotel. Allen, 59, and Hartley, 19, were in the big scuffle after the fight. Of course, the story, while interesting, is, of course, an excuse for me to say that, yes, the drummer from Def Leppard only has one arm. He lost his left arm in a traffic accident in 1984 and continued to perform with Def Leppard using the specially drive drum kit. Hartley attacked Allen and knocked him backwards, causing him to fall and hit his head. Hartley reportedly grabbed the woman by her hair and dragged her out of the lobby before fleeing the area. He was caught a short time later after damaging vehicles in a parking garage of a nearby hotel. So this perpetrator was quickly caught, and yes, the drummer from Def Leppard only has one arm. I never miss an excuse to say the drummer from Def Leppard only has one arm. Inside joke, I know, but there you go. Let's talk about teases. Teasing you, teasing me, teasing Monday. This story could be something we chat up on Monday if you deem this one worthy of the chat upness. And that's by simply going to our feeds on Facebook and Twitter and engaging in the story as it posts, or any story as they post, because as you engage in the stories, that's how we know which stories are the top stories. The headline reads, protests erupt as French government forces through higher retirement age. So Macron pushed for an increase to the French retirement age to 70, and he pushed it using essentially an executive order, what we would have when the president just sort of scribbles on a piece of paper and poof, it happens. That's what he did. He didn't go for a vote. They didn't take it before Parliament. They didn't ask the people. He just said, now y'all got to be 70 to retire. Deal with it. And the French, they are dealing with it. There is strikes and protests, and the garbage people there are basically, not only are they not picking up the trash, they're essentially using it to make barricades to help people doing the strikes and the protests. Will we talk about this one on Monday? Is this a story that's worthy of talking about because it's the French, or because Congress here in the States want to do something similar? Go to facebook.com/thisistheconversationproject or twitter.com/th_conversation and let us know. Engage in this story as it posts. It's going to post fairly quickly, fairly soon, or any story we post every day, 24/7, every 50 minutes, new stories to engage with. The more you like, love, and share the stories, the better chance that we get to chat it up. On Monday, we will do 10 total stories. We'll pull them from 30 top stories because we'll get over 90 stories for the weekend. So we have a lot more to pull from and a little more to present for you to keep it within the time parameters. Is this one going to be in that pick? You will let us know. We're also going to talk about money. Now, we talked earlier about YouTube TV being a sponsor and us evaluating them as a sponsor. I don't think the chess store is ever going away, because the chess store is one of the coolest places that you can get chess materials from. It's awesome. You can get chess sets that are beautiful, chess sets that are unique, chess sets that will last a long time, and, of course, travel plastic chess sets that don't look cheap in plastic, but they look pretty awesome and worthy of great competition. Check them out via our affiliate link at thisistheconversationproject.com/thechessstore. You may be out of chess for a while, but chess is big again. Chess has been bolden for the past year, at least 2022 it is, and 2023 they're looking to grow the sport much bigger, much better, much badder, and you can get yourself a beautiful chess set for your dining room, for your living room, for your travel set, for your game room, for your man cave. Get a manly chess set by going to the chess store at thisistheconversationproject.com/thechessstore. As we say, this is an affiliate link, so we get a cut from you going to this store, if you will. And you can stop by our website and click on our other affiliate links at our sponsors page as well. But this is one that we love to put there every so often. And I also always bring out our chess club leader at church, Miss Georgia, who is doing an amazing job with the kids playing chess. Chess is going to get bumped this season because we're actually have soccer practice on chess nights this year. But the little one's still playing the electronic chess or the online chess tournaments, so we did that as well. Meantime, get your chess game on. By literally getting your chess game on by going to thisisaconversationproject.com/the chess store. Now you can go to our website, The Conversation Project, for The Conversation Project at thisisaconversationproject.com. And you can find many details about what we do there. We do podcasts, we do newsletters, we do videos, we do audios, which are podcasts. We do plenty of things to bring up some of the stories that are being missed in the big TV news stuff. Now, as news nerds, we're always looking for information, looking for the latest thing. But there's also some things that get missed out, including like that Politico article about Marianne Williamson. That may get a blip someplace now that she's running for president, but since she has no chance, it's probably already gone out of memory. You probably did not get a chance to deal with that. That's why we bring that to you. And we bring those to you because we think it makes the conversation you have with other people much more enticing, much more enriching, and makes you a better informed person. If you agree with that, we'd like you to check out our website page for partnerships. This is theconversationproject.com/partnerships. It's a link to ways that you can partner up with us, and that literally means directly fund what's going on. If we are providing some pretty good value for you, we hope that you will help us keep things going on. We'll have some pretty nice things for those who do help, and what we're looking for is an increase of $200 a month ongoing, and we're using this full month of March to ask for that money. So if you are a person who's been thinking about supporting the arts or independent creators or whatever, I'm an independent creator and I need support, and I'm asking for it right now. Go to thisisaconversation.com, conversationproject.com. This is theconversationproject.com, and click on the partnerships link and see if there's a partnership way there, or stop by the sponsors link and just buy from the sponsors and buy lots and lots from the sponsors. That always helps as well. And it also helps us because then we can get done with this stuff and go on to the fun stuff. And it is starting now as we go to the today things you might have heard. Starting off with your birthdays for March 17th. Gary Sinise turning 68 years old on the day. Rob Lowe turning 59. And John Boyega, 31 years old on the day. We are celebrating Corned Beef and Cabbage Day because it's the 17th of March. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's a great day for a meal such as corned beef and cabbage. Although corned beef and cabbage is a pretty good day, a pretty good meal any day. It's one of the traditional, at least we're sold as traditional meals, eating on St. Patrick's Day because all the Irish love them some corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day. Actually, the Irish don't necessarily support and push St. Patrick's Day. It's more of a beer drinking holiday for us in the States, much like Cinco de Mayo. It's just a beer drinking holiday for us in the States. But you can celebrate along as well. You should probably wear your green because somebody may pinch you. If you're at work, be ready to tell them I will sue. That's a good way to get out of that. And just enjoy yourselves. And if you can find some corned beef and cabbage, eat some up because it's just gosh darn delicious. Today in history, in 1956, St. Patrick's Day was celebrated in New York City for the first time at the Crown in Thistle Tavern. As I said, sort of made up reason to drink beer. It started in New York. In 1931, Nevada legalized gambling, and we know how that turned out for Nevada. And in 2008, New York State Governor Eliot Spitzer resigned after a scandal involving high-end prostitute. David Patterson became the acting New York State governor. Now, I always somehow forget that Spitzer was a governor, and I always get the Spitzer thing confused with the Anthony Weiner thing. I don't know how I do that. They're totally different things, but for some reason, when I think Spitzer, I think Weiner. And that's probably something I should talk about with my therapist next week. We're going to add that to the list, definitely. All right, so one more thing you might not have heard. Think cheating only hurts if you get caught? Question mark. Think again. One study says it could kill you. According to a heart specialist in London, couples in long-term relationships are less likely to have heart attacks than those who cheat on their partners. So I'm not sure where the correlation or goes along with that, but essentially, from my limited standpoint, it's saying people who have long-term relationships, people who are bonded together and of course loving each other and not cheating on each other, tend to not have heart attacks. Now, people in long-term relationships who cheat on each other, apparently they have heart attacks. It's Friday. It's been a long week, so sometimes the hits don't hit so well. I'm sorry. You can only get so many things from the robot editor. But today, we can get done with the whole shebang and go for the end of the week. Because it's the end of the week, Friday, March 17th, 2023. J. Cleveland Payne is my name, bringing you as your news side piece 8 stories, okay, 7 stories today because I missed up with one of the slides, that you can start off and chat about, plus some extra things. You can talk about that cheating thing. It's not as interesting as, the baby thing I did a couple days ago, but this one, it's there. St. Patrick's Day, corned beef, cabbage, go get you some. In the meantime, stay hydrated, stay limber, and stay on task for all the grand things you are needed to do. Some you're expected to, some maybe you're not that expected to do, but you're going to show up and do some stuff in those cases. So enjoy yourself. Enjoy your weekend. Many places around the nation are dealing with the thing that's called spring break. So if you get some spring break time, use a little time to break. And, if you're in Miami, hit the beach, do your fist pump thing, wear something skimpy. I don't know, whatever you people do on those things. I'm old. I don't do those things. In the meantime, have a great weekend. Have a great day. We're going to get on to the fun stuff of living out our Friday and going through the rest of the week. Plenty of things the weekend, including the You're Welcome podcast. We're going to look for a very interesting topic to dive deep into and say all the naughty parts about it out loud that people really want to hear. And, of course, the weekly wrap-up where we're going to go through the science, the true numbers, by the numbers, what stories were actually the tops and not something that I decided, yeah, I'm not talking about this today. We're going to move this down the line. We'll do that as well. Otherwise, have a great weekend. See you Monday for another edition of this thing here, which are things you might not have heard.